This is an AEG Clean 6000 and I did not find any video or explanation whatsoever how to take this thing apart, so I will make a video when I put it back together. Unfortunately, I did not take a video when I disassembled it. I disassembled it until this point where you can access most of the parts. You can take it apart even further if you need to replace the motor or other parts, but the most tricky part is in the beginning, I think. So far, I have been using only two screws. They all have the same head, it's a PH2, and they all have the same length except two, which go back into these two holes. If you need to take out this lid here, then do not do that while the cover is still mounted. First remove the cover, and then you can take this very easily by accessing the three latches here, here, and here from underneath with a screwdriver here, here, and on the other side. So do not try to remove the green part and then this one, the hinge is underneath the green cover. Do not try to do that while it's still mounted on here, because you will mess up the latches as I did. Now let's put those ones back in. Then next, make sure that the lever that controls the speed of the vacuum is in the middle. That will make it the easiest for you to put this back, because this little fork here needs to go right onto it. And if you do not manage to hit the white lever with the fork, you're no longer able to control the speed. Another thing I want to mention is that there is one hidden latch here. So when you open it, this will be in the back. You need to make sure to work around that or press it in with a screwdriver, otherwise you risk to break that as well. So once we are here, we can put this back together quite easily. Place it on top and it should go down almost by itself, very easy. Try it a bit carefully, and once you have no more gap here, you're good to go. Now the trickiest screw of all of them is the one that is situated here, because you can only access that one once you have removed the, how is this one? The power lid. And that is extremely tricky, and to be frank, I didn't find a good way to do it, so this is a bit tricky and you will have to play a bit with the screwdriver and try to access it from the front. The way these things work is they have a little hinge here in the front, which goes into this hole and into this hole, and then they have a number of latches that are all mounted with by just pressing them down. As you can see here, I broke one of them, and exactly the same thing on the other side. So this is the tricky part that took me a long time to figure out. Before I put it back together further, I also make sure that I did place the fork of this wheel here properly, so that it does carry the white lever and I am able to control the speed of the vacuum later. Also, don't forget to put back the springs so that your buttons come back up again. And now let's try to put this back together. I'm carefully placing this here and then basically just gently pushing it down straight until it went down, and this sounds and looks good. Same thing on the other side. So just again, because that was very important, the one important screw was under here, the one that I placed back here, and you have to remove that screw before you're able to take out the whole upper part. So that is a tricky part. You need to access that first. This one you can actually leave on, I believe, until you remove the whole part, which makes things easier. But this needs to come off first. If anybody finds a better way to do this, let me know. You can put it in the comments or somewhere. Now I almost forgot the spring. Don't forget the spring. Put it back on. Gently press it down on all sides. Make sure it aligns here as well, which now it does. Okay, and we're good to go. One thing, if you work with this with a lid, what I did do, I scotched this little lever here. I scotched it onto this one because otherwise this will actually prevent you from closing the lid if there's no dust bag. So you cannot close it. So if you want to make sure everything is aligned and the mechanism works, just pin that down with some scotch or else it won't close. This is good as it is. The reason why I took this whole thing apart is that the hinges were broken. That's how I bought the thing, but I managed to repair them. For that you have to remove the green lever as I showed in the beginning, and now we're good to put this back together. Let's turn this upside down and put the screws back in. So again, from now on these screws are all the same head and the same length. So this one is easiest if you take out the cable a tiny bit. And there are 2 in front here. And then there are 4 in the corner that are less accessible. So you need a long, thin screwdriver. So that is here, here, and then the other 2 corners. Okay, 4 screws back in here. Now the last thing I need to do is, besides putting this one back in, is in the back. You do not actually have to take this out, but I did find that it was a bit easier to take it apart because it allows you to go in here with your finger or some tools. Remember the little hook that was here, so here was a screw, but then on this side there was a hook inside, so do not just pull this out like this, but pay attention to the hook. So otherwise you can probably leave those things inside, but I found it easy to take out and helpful. Good, that's it. AEG 6000 ready to go.